All right, so I'm going to show you today how to set up your Healthy Passion account for macro counting and carb cycling. So when you sign up for an account, the software will ask you a couple of questions on your onboarding sequence, on your height, your weight, your age, your activity level, and it will actually calculate what you need per day to reach your goals. So if you've done this before and you want to update it, or say you've lost weight and want to update it, or you just want to make sure everything's accurate, I'm going to show you today how to do so. So first thing you're going to do is go to your user account, and you're going to find something called macro settings. You'll select macro settings, and this is where you'll see your daily macro goals. Now, again, this is something that's already been calculated for you. If you want to start from scratch, you can go down to this calorie calculator, and I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm a female. I am 32. Let's just say 130 for weight, because I want to lose. I'm going to have software give me for weight loss. I want to lose, say, 5 pounds. We'll say 65 inches. And then you're going to select your activity level. So as far as this goes, this is very accurate. I know if you're using MyFitnessPal, typically we have you do like lightly active. This is actually a lot more accurate in the calculation. So you want to be honest with how your activity level is. So for example, if you just live your life, no intentional exercise, maybe a little yoga here or there, walks, etc., you're going to select little to no exercise. Lightly active would be somebody who exercises, but you're not super intentional with it. So maybe you exercise 2-3 days a week. You're not really hitting it hard. You may be attending a yoga class, a Pilates class, kickboxing here and there, but you're not really overly exerting yourself. That would be lightly active. I would be probably moderately active. I work out consistently, probably 4 to 5 days a week. During the week when I am working though, I sit at a desk, so I'm not getting a ton of activity in during the day. And then, on the weekends, I try to get my 10 to 15,000 steps. Very active would be somebody who's getting that 10,000 steps every day, who's exercising, pretty hard 5 days a week. Also, if you're trying to put on muscle, you want to make sure you have enough calories to support that. So you're probably going to be between moderately and very. And then athlete would be somebody who is really training intensely. You're trying to put on a lot of muscle. You're working out a lot. You need those calories to maintain your goals. And then as far as weight loss per week, I'm going to select 0.5 pounds. Again, I only want to lose, 5 pounds on here. If you have less than 10 pounds to lose, I would highly recommend selecting 0.5 pounds a week, just because you don't want to go too low with your calorie deficit. It's going to be a lot easier to maintain higher calories, losing weight on higher calories than it is on lower calories. So if you have over 10 pounds, you could probably select 1 pound a week. But again, kind of be mindful. If you're finding you're really hungry at the end of the day, you might want to up your calories at least at first to help your body adjust. What you don't want to do is go too low calorie too quickly or for too long, because your body will actually create a new baseline, and then you're going to have to eat in a deficit for the rest of your life to sustain that. So I'd rather have you guys lose more slowly and be a lot more sustainable. Okay, once we've selected all of this, then you're going to click submit. And the software will do a calculation to figure out exactly what you need. So what we're going to do now, since I'm carb cycling, is we're going to go over to the user settings again. So this is going to be more for people who are counting macros, who have specific macronutrients they want to hit, or if you're carb cycling, you're going to go back to macro settings, and you're going to set each individual day of the week to help your body know exactly what you need. So these are my defaults. Again, this is what the software has calculated for me. With my experience, I find 45, 25, 30 is a good split for almost everybody to at least get started. You can dial in on those as you progress as well. Then we're going to go to select each day of the week, and I'm going to set it for my carb cycling schedule. So for me, I go low carb on Monday, Tuesday, and I do about 50 net carbs or less on those days. So I want to make sure that I plug things in to help me hit those goals. So for me personally, I just put in my 50 and 40. And what that does is it allows the software to recommend lower carb recipes, but it doesn't adjust your macros for each individual day. So the problem with that is if you are new and you want to see a visual of exactly how many grams of protein you need per day, it's best to adjust the percentages. If you're just needing help with low carb recipes, I would go ahead and just plug in this. So I'll show you guys how to change your percentages. So on a low carb day, you're probably going to want between 10 and 15% carbs. To keep you underneath that 50 grams of net carbs, and then about 35 to 40 grams, or 35 to 40% protein, and probably about 50% fat. Now, again, you want to make sure that you double check this, because you want to double check that your percentage of protein in grams is going to be higher than fat. So you don't want 120 grams of fat and 100 grams of protein. You want more like 120 grams of protein and like 70 grams of fat. So we'll try this one here, and maybe we'll do the same here. And again, this is going to just help me so I can visually see how many grams I need per day. If you're like good on that and you don't need that help, you just want it to kind of help recommend lower carb recipes, I would just go ahead and plug in net carb goals. Okay. And then I also go lower calorie on my rest days. So I'm going to do about 1,300. We'll go 1,300 on Thursday, and I rest on Sunday. Okay. So we're going to save those settings, and then what you're going to do is go over to your planner, and this is where you'll start planning, and you'll also see your numbers for each day. So Monday, I'm going to scroll down here, and I'll see my percentage for a low carb day. So I need about 155 grams of protein. I need about 98 grams of fat for the day, 66 grams of total carbs. Now keep in mind that we want to get about 25 grams of fiber in. So that will put me in around 41 grams of net carbs. If I don't get my full amount of fiber, I'll be in good shape as well, because I have up to 50, or say I don't hit the full 66. As you can see here, I've already plugged some things in for today. So it'll show you kind of like my goal for the day and then where I'm at. So you can see I still need about 44 grams of protein and 28 grams of fat. I also have enough room for a few more carbs as well. So it makes it really easy to kind of know where you're at for the day. And then up here, you can also see the net carbs, which is awesome because it calculates it for you. So it's really easy to kind of keep an eye on how many net carbs you're at for the day. So hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, just shoot me a message, an email at kate@ahealthypassion.com. I'm always happy to help. And I can't wait for you guys to see how incredible the software is going to be for helping you to reach your weight loss goals. So happy planning, and I can't wait to hear how this works for you.